Come on down to the church. The church doors is open. Now over here in the States, it's 5:31 in the morning. Well, around this time, we had some shit called intercessory prayer, where you got to be at church 5, 6 in the morning. You pray for about like an hour and a half to keep it rolling. You know how that game go. uh, uh, uh. Grand Rising, what up, though? Much love to the Sunday service. The first lady is in the building. It is 10 o'clock where you at right now, ain't it? 10:30 in the morning. This is your morning service. Welcome to the service, man. The first lady is here. This is the first service. And real talk, Vonta, I ain't even gonna lie. I did it for you. I did it for you. I did it for you. Because I know it's 10 o'clock where you at. It's 5:30 over here. And I was like, you know what? She missed like 2 services. How many services? You ain't missing this one, baby. I'm gonna make sure of that. We about to park the spaceship in the front, Vonta. 10:30, baby. Much love to the first lady. Shouts out to Comic Brandon. You be making some great videos. I like your shorts. It's very insightful. And plus, man, you a motherfucking celebrity, man. You a comedian, this motherfucker. Man, you're the comedian of the chat, man. Shouts out. You know what I'm saying? I know 3 comedians. I know 2 wrestlers. On the indie circuit. Got some singers, got some rappers, got some lovely, beautiful ladies fighting the culture war on the from the UK. Shouts out to Vonta. Oh yeah, I did it for you. But the videos I got, let's see if I can find them. Then that's going. I think it starts from the 13th. Yep. You start from there. Okay, cool. Now to begin the sermon, I just want to say shouts out to everybody on this early day, Grand Rising. Welcome to the Hurykane Night Trappist Church, where we gon' ask. We gon' ask. We gon' ask some questions. Question everything. That's what we do over here. Now, why? I left Christianity. Well, I left Christianity because she had prayed all my life and no prayers got answered, no matter what it was. The people got worse, the situations got worse. And then after I left home at 17, got with someone that's supposed to have been of God, but behind closed doors, she was evil. I can't say evil, that's too strong of a word, but not right in the mind. And mind you, like I was young at the time, it was my first, it was one of the crazy, worst experiences of my life. But the experiences aside, the person that was supposed to be of God, was supposed to be loving and caring. We both trying to have a good foundation. I'm going to the counseling. I'm studying my word, reading my word. You know what I'm saying? Watching programs, going to church conventions, going to intercessory prayer. Like right now, it's 5:30 in the morning. These 2 motherfuckers go to that, and then still be at church, doing a couples counseling. Let's just say I did it all. Oh, have I slept yet? Maybe I didn't. Nope. I might go to sleep after this, give me a couple hours in, wake up, do the second service, and get ready for work because the Tigers play today. So you know it. And plus we just got done coming from Bearded Channel. You know how it is. You know how it is on the weekend. We party all night and still make it to church the next motherfucking day. Get it from God. For real. But I did it all. And got played. So at the end of the day, I was like, fuck God, fuck the devil, fuck Jesus, fuck demons. If they real, they catching these hands because I prayed all my life, all my freaking life, and I got no answer. So that was the first. There was all the church hurt and shit. Yeah, church hurt and motherfucking praying and nothing answered. It's like I can't just sit here and be like, all right, I'm gonna keep on believing like all the way up until my 20s, 30s, and 40s. I'm glad I left at 18. I'm glad I stopped at 18, you know. Amen to that. That's right. Can I get an amen? Yeah, Lord. I've gone through the fire and I've been through the flood. I've been broken into pieces. Seen lightning flash from above. Well, come on, come on, come on. But through it all, I remember that you love me and you care and you never put more on me than I can bear. Yeah, God can't put more on you that you can't bear. Well, man, you put a lot of weight on me. I ain't asked to be born. I ain't asked to be born in the poorest city in the country. I ain't asked to be born to a person that's stupid, selfish, and stubborn and on crack. Ruined my goddamn life. I'm glad I left at 17 and never looked back. You already know. I used to be on my face crying. I used to be like, Lord, like I was on some DMX shit. Lord, give me a sign. Like, give me a sign or something. Let me know you real. You know? And after the pain and trauma of praying and having nothing answered, then like the next step was the fucking studying. And when I started studying in 2009, because I left Christianity in 2006, but around 2009, I came to a realization in my own life. I'm like, I need a path to follow. I'm like, I can't just be running around aimlessly. I know I'm a good person. I'm a good man, but, I think I need to follow something, So I went back to the Bible and I had to read it again, but only reading it with the eyes that I had 2 years later. I'm grown and I have a perspective. And if I want to follow something, I need to read this Bible on my own with my critical thinking, comprehension, and common sense skills. Hit that like button. You already know. Chilling with the first lady. Oh yeah, I sent something to your email. You got to check out your email. But when I read the Bible again, yeah, I'm more spiritual than religious. Yes, me too. I found that out. When I read the Bible, and it was like at the beginning, straight contradiction. Genesis 1 and 2. Reading it, Genesis 2 is supposed to have been first. So, but putting that aside, it's like the bubble's full of damn. The Bible was full of puzzles, mysteries, riddles, contradictions. Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. Tastes just like candy. So that's it, bitch. Tastes just like candy. But gotta love Bata. Gotta love it. But it was full of puzzles, mysteries, riddles, contradictions, metaphors, symbolisms, parables, mythology, allegory, numerology, and a splash of spirituality. And it took me a minute to get to the spirituality part. That's when you read the book of Ecclesiastics. Ecclesiastics was a great read. And then I learned to read the Bible, in another way. Read it like it's a Harry Potter book. When it gets to Joshua, Joshua's a fucking warrior, decapitating kings and other motherfuckers. I'm like, great war stories. Samson story with Samson and Delilah. I love that story because like it reflects real life a little bit. It's like more than any other shit in the Bible, it reflects life. Samson met Delilah. The parents like, don't get with that Philistine. Get with one of the girls of the village. Samson like, man, I had them all. You know, like whether he did or didn't. It's like, man, I had them all, or like they're not my taste. Delilah looked like she got that fire. You know what? You know, man. And the parents like, don't get with that Philistine girl. Now he gets with the Philistine girl, and the whole time she's trying to trick him into finding out his strength. And then when he finally relents and tells the secret of how he got his strength, she had him tortured and his eyes gouged out. Samson, Samson, the Philistines are upon thee. It was crazy. I'm more likely to follow the forbidden rules of the acquisition. Man, when him and his homeboy was talking in that room about the rules of acquisition, about like, oh my god, like the Ferengi of motherfucking alliance is fucked up. What happened to greed? You know what I'm saying? It's like those guys are straight capitalists like a mother. You know when you deep dive into the politics of it, the Ferengi, well, Quark, you know, like and the rules, it's like, yo, Quark is on it. But it's like he want our government without the murder. He just wants the greed part. Yes, Vata, we got so much in common. We just kick back and binge watch DS9 all day. And through the commercial breaks, we can stop and have a good time. Might have to pause it, you know. We got a DVR, one of them satellite things, we can pause our show like. Or like you said, skip Netflix and go straight to the chilling. You know what's good, bro. What's good? But yeah, so when I found out all that, then it was like, the voice or the spirit was just telling me, read other books. So I read a little bit of the Quran, wasn't digging it. Then it got to Buddhism, Hinduism. I loved Hinduism stories. I love the story of Kali, sexy ass destroyer. She was the shit. I love the story of Shiva. I love, it was awesome. Great stories. Kali is a misunderstood goddess, by the way. She's very misunderstood. Like when everybody see her, they see her destroying shit. But she's really a great mother, like when she turned into her other transformation with the 10 arms and shit. She's a bad motherfucker. But about to get off into this. Shouts out to the First Lady Vanta wearing her elegance. Shouts out to Brother Jordan, the head of the choir, head singer of the choir. Heaven ain't even ready for you, Dick. You did? Let's get it. Hold on.
Christians love to say the Bible is a love letter, but if you actually read it, a lot of it sounds less like a poem from a lover and more like the terms and conditions of an ancient contract, or sometimes the rage notes of a jealous partner. So why do people cling to this idea of a love letter? What does it give us psychologically? And what does it cost us when we pretend every line was written with us in mind? What kind of love letter comes with war commands, purity codes, and threats of eternal fire if you don't write back? What kind of love letter spends pages on genealogies but forgets to ask you how your day went? No, this isn't a love letter meant for modern humans. It's an anthology, a library, a mirror of ancient fears and hopes. And yet, because we crave to be loved, we dress it up as if God had our names on the envelope. To flatten it all into God's love letter is to ignore just how fragmented, ancient, and contested this library of text really is. So why do Christians cling to this metaphor?
Because why do Christians cling to this metaphor? Going back to what I said, full of puzzles, mysteries, riddles, contradictions, metaphors, symbolisms, parables. Oh, what else I say? Allegories, numerology, and a splash of spirituality and some mythology. So, yeah, much love to the first lady. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Y'all give a round of applause for my first lady. Woo! Right. I need you now. Oh, not another second, not another minute, Lord. Can't wait another day. No. Please make way. Yeah.
Psychologically, it works. It transforms distance into closeness. It emphasizes comfort over context, reassurance over reality. To treat the Bible as a love letter is to stitch together fragments of tenderness while tucking away the rage, the rules, and the rawness. But here's the deeper problem. That kind of framing doesn't just soothe, it also distorts. It can be, at best, like finding letters your spouse wrote to their first love and pretending they were meant for you. At worst, it's like receiving a note from a stalker, one that says, be mine forever or suffer the consequences.
Right. If God's Bible is a love letter, then it's saying, obey me or face the consequences. I loved you. I sent my only begotten son to die for you, even though that's some questionable shit. That's some suspect shit. Because, like I said, I can ask everybody in this room, in the chat, would they sacrifice their son or their daughter for people that don't even know you? You know, like it's like you could just show your face and be like, I am God. I'm about to get rid of the evil on this planet so y'all can all live in peace and harmony. Instead of just choosing one sect of people to go invade and kill every man, women, and child of another area. Nigga playing 5D chess with motherfuckers. That's right. Fuck the Dominion. I will not yield to the Jemadar. That's right. Emissary, you the prophets, baby. I'm going after Eddington. You betrayed your uniform. It's 5:49 over here in Detroit too. That's what's up. That's what's up. We used to take routes to Atlanta for nope. Can't even say that. I mean, we used to take rides to Jordan. I'm like, fuck that, man. We used to motherfucking take one motherfucking freeway to Georgia to get those birds off. And we never cared about the time because we knew the time was going to be the same. You already know. Get some of that coffee. Coffee is the color. We're going to be over here drinking hot tea. We got that Earl Grey. We got that Earl Grey tea. You know what I'm saying? Got that Earl Grey in this motherfucker. Earl Grey and a blunt.
This conversation is about more than a metaphor. It's about what happens when a community teaches people to receive text as if they were romance, when the relationship on offer was never one of equal consent. It's about the psychological pull of needing to feel love, the sociological cost of ignoring context, and the possibility of a different way forward. Because maybe the most important love letter isn't the one we imagine God wrote to us a long time ago. Maybe the most important love letter is the one we dare to write ourselves.
Exactly. Let's write our own love letters. For real. To ourselves. Because we owe ourselves all the love, all the devotion, and definitely all the praise that we gave to other entities outside ourselves. It doesn't matter if it was God, Allah, Muhammad, whatever. It's like if we see the evidence of non-existence and governments around the world is killing us through the food, through the water, through the air, through disease, gaslighting us, and shutting down our freedom of speech and freedom of expression, shit, where the fuck is God? Unless God is on that slaves worship your earthly masters type of time. Because that's in the Bible. Isaiah 45, I created good and evil in this motherfucker. So it's like, yo, we got to bring it up.
Dignity, resilience, and tomorrow. So let's unpack why they call it a love letter. Many Christians describe the Bible as a love letter from God because they interpret its overarching story as one of God's love for humanity. The phrase isn't something you'll find in the Bible. It's a devotional framing that became popular in evangelical and charismatic circles, especially in the 20th century. Here's how it usually breaks down. It starts with overarching narrative. The Bible is read as a single story that begins with creation, follows humanity's fall, and culminates in redemption through Christ. Some believers frame this as God pursuing humanity like a lover seeking reconciliation.
Yeah, and they actually say that shit. Mind you, this is the Durante Lamar channel. He's an ex-pastor. You know, like, because this is what he used to do. And it's cool to motherfucking see this shit finally motherfucking come to fruition of ex-pastors coming out, making channels and telling people the truth about what it is. This is great. The stats show that people are leaving the church every day. You walk into a church right now, I guarantee you will see more old chicks with the hats on fighting over who got the best outfit and hat, and young chicks trying to get into the choir. Pastor look like a pimp smashing sister Marigold under the goddamn stairs, and the treasury is stealing all of our money. Because my saying goes, when the church bubble, your community struggle. Because after all these motherfucking years, I see these churches that be in the hood, the bitches get extra motherfucking buildings on the side, built for them and shit. That's the building fund that they was talking about. But the community is still fucking ruined and decrepit. God damn, I said decrepit. I'm about to put that in a rhyme. I never thought I even knew that word. Ain't that something?
Hosea is often used as the blueprint.
Thank you, my first lady. Thank you. Thank you, man. Preach, brother minister. I do this for you, baby.
His marriage. Hosea is told to marry Gomer, a woman described as promiscuous. Their broken
Uh-oh. Promiscuous girl, whatever you want, you all I want. I forgot that shit go, man, but like that was my shit. Timberland clowning on those beats. Some people be like, Hurykane, you wildin', nigga. That beat was trash, nigga. That song and that beat was fire. You gotta understand, like, that shit is a club banger. It gets the girls in the mood. Promiscuous girl, whatever you want. You know, it's like, it's like that song called My Lumps by Black Eyed Peas. My lumps. Lumps. I love the ad-lib. Lumps. Check it out.
becomes an enacted parable of Israel's unfaithfulness to God. God is then seen as the betrayed lover.
Thank
In
you,
Hosea,
baby.
God speaks like a wounded spouse, full of grief, jealousy, anger, and longing.
Yeah. God acts like a nigga that's jealousy, full of anger, and longing. Say, man, I some motherfuckers to die for you, and this how you gonna pay me? I got your motherfuckers out of Egypt. Y'all supposed to be slobbing down worshiping me. Rain down on me. Rain that manna, bitch. I'm hungry.
He says things such as, I will betroth you to me forever. I will betroth you in righteousness and justice, in love and compassion. That's Hosea chapter 2, verses 19 through 20. He also says, when Israel was a child, I loved him. That's Hosea chapter 11, verse 1. This uses a lot of reconciliation imagery. Even after betrayal, God promises restoration, portraying divine love as relentless pursuit, not unlike the lover writing to win back the beloved. Now let's explore the narrative arc read through this lens, starting with creation in Genesis chapter 1 and 2. Humanity is beloved, made in God's image. This sets up intimacy and relational closeness. Then there's the fall in Genesis chapter 3, where sin is interpreted as betrayal, a kind of adultery against God. This betrayal theme is later
Right. That's some bullshit. It's like, who is this man? Whose man is this? Some motherfucker that claiming he from uh Nazareth or some shit, like an ex-carpenter. They motherfuckers saying this nigga moonwalked on water and fed like 5,000 people with a 2-piece fish sandwich. Nigga, I gotta see this nigga. Like, man, that shit ain't fucking real, man. But find out who this motherfucker is and have his head on a silver platter. Bring that fucker to me now. And then, as soon as he get there, it's like, you say you God. Did my father say not that ye are gods? God is telling everybody like, yo, nigga, we gods. Shit crazy. If Jesus come back here and think, what the fuck? Yup, he'll be like, what the fuck? I'm about to sue all y'all niggas, and the devil gonna be like, hold on, nigga. I'm suing these niggas with you. All that shit that Epstein did, nigga, I ain't was part of that. Nigga, it's gonna come in this bitch like the people's court. Dude. These defendants. Dude. Jesus and Lucifer are suing the people of the world for defamation of character. What he wants? $666 trillion. That was Lucifer's offer. Jesus don't give a fuck. Long as they win. As a death cross, they wear death. Yep, a Jew on a stick, goddamn right. And then why would they wear a ritual piece? It makes no sense. Right, because even if say no idol worship either. So they gonna throw that shit on their head anyway. They don't give a fuck. You already know. Yup. Always supposed to be why they worship the cross, the thing that fucking killed them. Right. It's just fucking crazy. Oh yeah. Let's get me to that 1K. Because if I get to that 1K, I don't have to waste my StreamYard minutes. Like if I feel like doing something, I can just go live real quick. And when I want to do some longer shit, pause. I'll motherfucking open up the StreamYard, you know. But yeah, I get to 1K, it's over. I'm throwing a party. Party over here. Jesus sold his soul when he so called down on the cross, but it was a ritual so he could be worshipped all over the world. Physical. He got killed for some caviar. He got full of hoes. Now they worshiping all over the world. K could have been at 1K, but they took away my subs. Hell yeah, they've been taking away my subs since I got to this fucking platform. I could have been at motherfucking past 1,000 subs 2 years ago. Yup. Oh yeah. I'm going in. And I'ma go hard. Yeah. You already know. You're having a party. Yeah, that's like today. I think they took away a couple subs today. They scared for me to get 1K. Hell yeah. It's a wrap. I understand that I know the fuck the government ain't gonna be monetized, but shit. It's all good.
Cements this metaphor in Ephesians chapter 5, verses 25 to 27.
Because we still gonna go live. We still gonna have fun. And we still gonna say, fuck the government, fuck the system, fuck censorship. Yeah. We in this bit.
God is literally chasing a woman who refuses to be with him. It's giving stalker vibes. And then, of course, by the time we get to
you chasing a people that don't want to fuck with you. It's giving off stalker vibes, God. Jehovah is a stalker. He says he's jealous. He admits that he's a jealous God and angry all the goddamn time. Goddamn. Calm the fuck down. But no, I need people to worship me.
Revelation, there's redemption. The story closes with the wedding, the marriage supper of the Lamb, where reconciliation is complete
Right.
and eternal. Let's talk about why Hosea's also the emotional range. Hosea contains desire, anger, jealousy, forgiveness, and wooing. All the emotional notes you'd expect in a love story. Instead of ending in judgment, Hosea pivots towards reconciliation. The rhythm of anger, loss, pursuit, and restoration mirrors how Christians read the whole Bible. If you zoom out, Hosea is like the prototype for reading the Bible as a romance narrative. Humanity betrays, God grieves, but pursues, and reconciliation happens through covenant, climaxing in Christ. That's nasty. Personalization then is used as a devotional strategy. It shifts the text from its corporate message to an individual metaphor. In the Bible's original context, much of the language is collective. For example, Israel, or the nations, or even the church in the New Testament. Modern devotional practice often flips this into the singular you. God is speaking this to me right now. A perfect example of this is Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. This was originally a promise to exiles returning from Babylon, but widely has been quoted as if it were a personal note of encouragement to each individual believer at a time where believers didn't actually exist.
When I saw her face, now I'm a believer. No doubt in my mind. Now I'm in love. I'm a believer. I'm a believer if I try.
The scripture was, for I know the plans that I have for you. But there's also the dear you hermeneutic at work here. Tracks like The Father's Love Letter, which was popular in 1999, literally reframed the Bible into a stitched-together first-person speech. My child, you may not know me.
Cash Money Records taking over from the 99 and the 2000. Girl, you're working with Sebastian. Your Sebastian making niggas spend his cash in. Sebastian. You can ride in the Jag with Dad. You can smoke and buy a bag a grass got money like a fast a trash I'm a big time of nigga pull the trigger hit flip again. I've been slinging wood I've been hood the baby is understood it's all good
I know everything about you. Psalms 139:1. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Jeremiah 31:3. This format turns scattered verses into a continuous direct address, like a handwritten letter.
No, he's the leader of the choir.
The feeling that God wrote scripture.
He makes sure the choir in check.
Evangelical and charismatic traditions especially emphasize a personal relationship with Jesus. The love letter metaphor reinforces this, not just laws, stories, or history, but an intentional expression of love. This ties into broader Christian marketing. It's not a religion, it's a relationship, which is odd, because there's literally a scripture in the New Testament that explicitly describes what pure religion is, and having a relationship with God doesn't make the cut. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father.
Right. Having a relationship that doesn't make the cut, you just got to motherfucking worship. I have a personal relationship. You have a personal relationship with God. Prove it. Show me the text message. Show me the voice recording. Show me the Snapchat. Did he motherfucking bust out your closet and say, peekaboo, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Did he come from under your bed? Did you talk in the living room? What did y'all talk about? What do y'all talk about? It's personal. Well, that motherfucker's an imaginary friend. If we can tell kids that Santa Claus ain't real and the Easter Bunny ain't real and the big titty tooth fairy ain't real, then Jesus ain't real. But we can make the tooth fairy real. All we got to do is just get a chick with a nice ass costume on and can come through my room and go to town and then put some money under my pillow. It'd be arranged. But ain't no motherfucker about to get on top of no fucking chimney and try to come down that bitch and get stuck and die. And if there's an Easter bunny roaming around, that's a government fucking experiment.
Is this to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction and to keep himself unspotted from the world. So that's according to James chapter 1, verse 27. So what is the psychological function of viewing the Bible as a love letter? Well, emotional resonance. Reading scripture as a private letter evokes comfort, belonging, and security. It also provides identity reinforcement. It makes the believer feel uniquely chosen, spoken to, and seen, and it increases accessibility. It literally lowers the bar. You don't need scholarly context. You just need to receive the words as if they were from a lover. Let's take a look at some of these love.
See the words like they from a lover. Look at it like a romance novel. Like I don't see how a chick can get horny to God just killing men, women, and children, but yet he loves you. Get the fuck out of here. Shouts out to the Lion of Judah. I keep on saying Lion of Judah, but Leonardo de Judah, but like it just, it sounds like Lion of Judah. But that's one of the coldest of the bloodlines. That's the bloodline of Jesus. The line of Judah. What y'all know about the line? The greatest bloodline. Y'all know. That damn hurricane. Salute. What up, though? You already know. Welcome to the Hurykane Night Traptist Church. Where we gon' ask. We gon' ask. We gon' ask some questions. Question everything.
Letter verses used personally. There's Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1. I have called you by name. You are mine. John chapter 15, verse 15. I no longer call you servants. Instead, I have called you friends. Romans chapter 8, verse 38 through 39. And this used to be one of my favorites. Nothing will be able to separate us from the love of God.
Right. Nothing will be able to separate us. Most of these Christians live by that one. They're like, ain't nothing gonna turn me away. I'm gonna keep on being stupid and believing some shit that's not even fucking real. Praying all my life, no prayers being answered, but I still believe. I'd rather have this mustard seed of faith and believe and serve and worship and say holy, 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 holy for all eternity than to burn in hell. I'd rather have that. Okay. In the words of Eddie Griffin, I'd rather go to hell, get my dick sucked, smoke a joint, kick a bitch in the ass every now and then. I want to go to that one. But I don't want to go to the hell from Boys in the Hood. Welcome to hell, motherfucker. That's the Keith David version. But the other guy version from the first Boys in the Hood, not Boys in the Hood, Tales from the Hood, that nigga was dog. That movie still scared me to this fucking day. That nigga was like, welcome to hell, motherfuckers. I was like, oh, shit.
Galatians chapter 3, verse 20. I stand at the door and knock, often personalized as Jesus knocking at your heart for a little dinner date, where he's going to put you in his mouth and see how you taste, and spit you out if you're lukewarm. He only likes it hot or cold. I'm not king shaming. Okay, let's talk about why this personalization.
I'm in the process of thinking about some t-shirts. I got some t-shirt ideas in mind of just random quotes that I say for sure. My favorite is gonna be Hurykane was right. You know how the Magneto was right? It's gonna be like Hurykane was right. There's gonna be a picture of me with a Magneto helmet on, with a blunt in my mouth and a beautiful chick on the next to me, on the side of me, in front of me, on top of me, legs around my neck on the wall. You know, I'm gonna have crazy t-shirts. It's gonna be nice.
Without it, the love letter idea doesn't land. Ancient scripture often feels distant, harsh, or communal. Personalization acts as a devotional technology, filtering, reframing, and addressing the believer directly so that every reading can feel like opening a letter from God. The devotional pill is used as emotional framing. It's comfort over context. Instead of digging into history, genre, or cultural background, the love letter approach highlights verses that.
What? I ran back to answer you. Who was talking following? You are. Man. But no, hilarious. But do the facial recognition software and voice recognition software, and nigga, they can put anybody's face to do that shit. They're like, nigga, we caught Hurykane in the motherfucking Netherlands. We caught Hurykane in Russia. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like, here's what's cool thing about me is this. They never gonna catch me on no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the entertainment world, and I always said it, I was like gonna follow the Nas pattern. I was like, nigga, I'm not going to no parties. I'm going straight home after the show. Chill under my girl and just chill. Next day, work on some music, you know. But I feel what Nas was coming from because like that's where the trouble is at those parties, at those clubs, you know what I'm saying? You know, I do an autograph signing, I don't mind that. But this is why Nas was never in a motherfucking spotlight. You would never catch a nigga at a club, never catch that nigga in trouble. But but like on the times he do gather with people, like it's an event, and it's a casual event. Like niggas got suits on, ain't nobody in street clothes. It's a casual setting. Like he'll go to shit like that. Yeah. Right. Keep on talking, nigga. They gonna hack everybody and it's good. I smell weed in my house. I don't know where to put it out. Smoking my weed. Smell weed in my house. They said Nas been at the Diddy party. Shit, if he was, then they was probably in and out. It's all right, Diddy, man, hurry up. so I can go home, dog. I got an image to uphold. And plus, another thing I liked that Nas did was something that I was going to do too. It was like once you blow up, he put his daughter name on one of the credits of his album. So like whenever that, like whenever he get paid, she get paid. So like I was like, oh, that's a dog ass blueprint. Staying out the way and putting your daughters on, yo, nigga, that's the shit. That's the shit. But when that nigga was on stage with Lil Nas X, I was like, nope, you co-signing for Lil Nas X? Can't fuck with you. I'm done with you.
So Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 17 says, he will rejoice over you with singing. Now in context, this is about Israel's national restoration. In devotionals, it's lifted out of that context.
Y'all just jealous we weren't invited. They don't understand you like I do. No, he don't. He can never make love to you like I do. Oh, give it to me. And I'ma show you how I feel love. And then I promise everything that I do is just to satisfy you.
As a tender image, God sings lullabies over me in the United States of America, in Alabama. The selective reading aims to soothe rather than inform. It attempts to provide reassurance in daily life. Life feels uncertain, harsh, or chaotic. Framing scripture as a love letter supplies security, hope, and intimacy. God loves me no matter what. God has a plan for me, and God is present in my loneliness. This emotional accessibility is why devotionals and psalms lean into it. It connects immediately. So we use this love language in our songs and in our sermons. Worship music often borrows directly from romantic imagery.
Yeah, worship music definitely borrowed from romantic imagery. Now let's go to the South Park episode. Who remember the South Park episode where Cartman, Butters, and Token wanted to make a Christian rock group? All the songs, Cartman was smart with it. He was like, most of these songs, you just got to replace the words, like with motherfucking God or Jesus, because it's on that level of romanticism. So dude was turning motherfucking regular love songs to Jesus shit. Just to motherfucking win the bet with Kyle to go double platinum. When those motherfuckers made that money, when he thought he was gonna go double platinum, he went double myrrh. Because it's gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Myrrh is the platinum of the Christian shit. It's like, nigga, I was supposed to be a double platinum album. Nigga, fuck Jesus. That episode was fucking hilarious. I was in high school when that shit came out. That nigga's like, fuck Jesus.
Partly by Hosea and Song of Solomon, as we discussed earlier. Lyrics like, I'm desperate for you, Jesus, lover of my soul.
Right. Jesus, lover, filler of my soul. Gotta love South Park. Oh, yeah, we definitely binging that. Yeah, man, we got so much in common. My first lady. Shouts out to the first lady, Vonta. You already know what it is. Shouts out to the first lady. Put it on screen. Much love to the first lady. He don't understand you like I do. He can't ever make love to you like I do. Get the church jumping. Oh, give it to me. We got the whole Hurykane night trap this church jumping.
Yeah, This reinforces the emotional high.
Right, he said, "Fill me up till I overflow." That sounds like some sexual shit that Christians want God to do, and men is singing that shit too.
In pursuit, cherished. Servants do this likewise. Preachers will frame the Bible as God's love note left on your pillow, designed to melt resistance and draw you closer. If I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. So how do these passages become love letter highlights? Not every passage is framed this way, but certain verses are highlighted as love letter excerpts. For example, John 3:16, the headline verse, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son."
Right, but God so loved the world, he gave his only son. So you gotta love me. I'm like, God, that was stupid as fuck. Why you just don't come down and talk to people? Why you gotta send a nigga to die? Common sense question number one. Why you gotta send a nigga to die? Just to get niggas to worship you. How do you really look, nigga? No, why you don't nobody to see your face? Why is you coming down jacking human bodies to talk to Abraham and shit? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Why do angels have weapons in heaven and y'all ain't even fighting no real demons? Because all the demons are down here. Y'all supposed to be fighting. Nigga, we supposed to be seeing all-out war gets top dog angels and demons. I'm talking like right now. Unless they fighting over our heads and we can't see them. But I highly fucking doubt it because this fucking planet or spaceship or turtle or plate. I don't know what the fuck this planet is, but we're going to find out after the revolution. Best believe that. We're going to be up in space. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the USS Hurykane. Its infinite mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. We're going to be in that motherfucker.
In evangelical preaching, this verse often functions as the banner slogan of God's love.
Salute, monkey man.
And universal. For whatever reason, it collapses the grand narrative of creation, fall, redemption into a single sentence, making it perfect for devotional personalization and marketing. God is interpreted as whispering, "I love you so much, I sacrificed my son for you." I'd love to see how that date ends. I did a complete unpacking of John 3:16 in a recent video entitled "How is this love?" Check it out for some more serious content. But there's also scriptures like Romans chapter 5 verse 8, where love is allegedly proven in sacrifice. It reads that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. It's used to highlight unconditional love, love not earned but freely given, under the condition that you accept eternal servitude. In love letter language, even when you rejected me, I loved you enough to die for you. If Jesus chose to do it, how does God get to take credit for it?
Right. If Jesus chose to do it, why the guy can take credit for it? And why this other shit happened? You gotta love me because I sent the motherfucker to die for you. Love me. Please love me. I am a jealous guy. You can't keep worshiping Shiva and Kali, Hurykane. You can't keep worshiping Sekhmet. Sekhmet. You can't keep reading the Mahabharata or the Bhagavad Gita, Hurykane. You got to believe it in Jesus. Hell no. You know what I believe in? You know what I believe in? I believe in you and me. I believe we are better than fucking God. Like Captain Picard said, I would choose morality. I choose human morality over God any fucking day of the fucking week. Any fucking day. We have a moral center. We know for a fact we would not sacrifice our son to die. And we can go to the time before that. God telling, I think it was Isaac to motherfucking kill his son, cut him up. And then right when he about to do it, God come in, all right, nigga, damn, nigga, you really devoted to me, nigga. You about to kill your son, nigga. Calm down, nigga. Let me give you some shit. Let me give you the promised land. You already know. Beam you up. Party over here. You already know. God ain't shit. Sounds like he like how Jesus was moving, so he got him off the bat. Crazy, dog. His own motherfucking son. His own son.
Taking credit for the same depravity. This feeds directly into the romantic pursuit metaphor from Hosea, the lover chasing the unfaithful. Notice how this frames rejection as being unfaithful. It should be no shock that a religion that frames rejection as being unfaithful produces so many people who can't take no for an answer. Getting your morality from a jealous God is probably not a great start for building healthy habits.
Exactly. Getting your morality from a jealous God is not good for your soul, not good for your mind, not good for your spirit, not good for your body. Because you dance all around the church speaking in tongues and dancing and shit. A fucking deacon told me, he was like, yo, man, dog, you just got to make it up, bro. Because like I asked the questions, I was like, they say this to the tongue of God. And I don't know how to do this. I was like, yo, bro, they all just saying gibberish. He was a cool ass deacon, dog. He was a cool ass deacon. Cool ass fucking deacon.
There's also the famous Psalm 23.
Salute Browns.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Now, although originally about God's shepherd-like guidance for Israel, it's widely reframed as intimate comfort for individuals.
We on the USS Hurykane. This is the USS Hurykane. State your business. I can't wait to say that. On screen. Launch torpedoes. All right. Okay. Let's do it. You were the prefect of Bajor during the occupation. True or false? True. That means you're responsible for everything that happened under your command. True or false? True. That means you're responsible for the murder of 5 million Bajorans on your watch. True or false? No, I try to save lives during my administration. Evidence.
I will provide for you, protect you, and walk with you through the darkest valleys of your life. And my thought is, if you're so good and powerful, why are we in this dark valley?
Exactly. If you're so good and powerful, why are we in this dark valley? He's trying to cover, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He lay me down in green pastures. He lead me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He lead me down a path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou was with me. Yeah, y'all was motherfucking very scared when that scamdemic happened. People still got a mask on. Not knowing that the hearings that came out, shit was made in the lab, the paper trail leads to the Dr. Fauci in Wuhan, China, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and AstraZeneca was in hearings admitting that the shit was killing people. And yet, these sheep out here watch the news tell you to put on a mask, but you ain't watching the motherfucking news tell you to take the shit off. And they keep on motherfucking saying, there's this mysterious death. We don't know why people passing out dying at the age of 14 in the middle of a soccer game or a football game or a basketball game. Just like young people just dying all over the place and we don't know what's going on. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all inject. That's for a Fuck the Government podcast. Let me calm down, church. Please, brother minister.
Also, Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1, which is more.
I know y'all did. That shit was wild. I was covering this shit for years. I came to YouTube angry because I wanted to be a gamer. I wanted to be a gamer and just do music. But when that scamdemic happened, I had to use the money towards survival. And I was like, fuck it. It's going to be fuck the government from here on out. So as I come to this bitch, I'm going to say fuck the government, talk a little spiritual, and just do the rest for music. I'll say, Pastor Kane, I'll say. Almost 2 years. Yep, stuck at home. Yep, but they kept pushing the goalpost. 2-week curve. 2-month curve. All right, now we got to wait 6 months. By the time it got to the motherfucking, I think around like the 9th month, that's when my money started really getting low. I was like, oh shit. Because like I was staying in the privately owned apartment building. So like they wasn't doing that rent forgiveness shit. But he understood the situation. So he charged the nigga half rent. So I was like, bet it up. But still though, I was making shit stretch, fucking surviving, stacking up money, hustling, shit, man. I was on a move. Hashtag fuck the government. I'm on my own too, man. We need to come together right now. Oh, we. Oh, yeah.
Direct address. Says, I have called you by name. Durante, you are mine. Yours, you are precious and honored in my sight. And I love you. Then can I not be your slave for eternity? This section already reads like an intimate declaration. Stripped from its national historical setting, Israel and
Real talk, I couldn't have been the next Kai. You know why? Because I would love to probably been probably as popular, but like not doing what the fuck he do. You know what I'm saying? Like do wild with it. But the only reason why I say I probably would have been as popular because I play, let's just say I play adult games. You did, but to be YouTube friendly, I'll be playing my horror and I'll be playing Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, God of War, all my Final Fantasy games, and probably a couple mobile games with some sexy chicks. But over time, they was cracking down on gamers. They're like, oh, you can't show the blood no more. You gotta make the blood green. Like what? Oh yeah, you gotta blur this scene out because this man got decapitated and you can see the meat and the veins and the bone hanging out of his neck. We can't let people see that. But people was been doing that shit forever. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what's the use coming to the gaming world if they're gonna fucking censor me like they doing now? Woo! Mm-hmm. Woosah. Woosah. Woosah.
It's often read devotionally as God's personal vow to the believer. It's the perfect example of the dear you hermeneutic that I mentioned earlier. It's one of the most read passages at funerals because it translates seamlessly into
So Illuminati's still around. You just gotta look for him. They've been getting rid of his channels. He's been starting back over. Some people not really getting notifications and shit. And like plus he be all over the place. If you don't catch him on YouTube, you'll definitely catch that motherfucker on TikTok. Everybody running to TikTok. I don't want to go back because if I make a 7th TikTok, I'm gonna be pissed. But if Vonta say make another TikTok, I'm making one. Mr. Sandman, yes. Bring me some weed. Boom, 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 boom. Right, this is a prison planet. This is a prison planet. We in motherfucking prison, damn it. Gotta shoot them all, make these motherfuckers pay. Oh, God damn, Vonta, you gave me some inspiration. God damn. See, that's why you my first lady. The first lady of Hurykane, the night trap is church.
reassurance. And much like the book of Hosea, the entirety of Song of Solomon is often used because of its erotic imagery spiritualized. Originally love poetry, likely wedding or sexual imagery, early Christian interpreters like Origen and Bernard of Clairvaux allegorized it. The passionate lover is God and Christ, and the beloved is the church or the soul. Devotional traditions draw heavily on this. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth becomes an allegory for intimacy with God. You ain't got no mouth, Lieutenant God.
Right, you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. I like the Rotterdam bar because like that's the that's the Forrest Gump joke. But you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. But you ain't got no lips, Lieutenant God. When you talk about kissing people and shit. Kissing dudes and shit.
The love letter move here is that erotic desire gets reinterpreted as divine passion. I think we're getting a little insight into the root of church sex scandals. So this whole idea of the father's love letter is nothing more than a collection of paraphrases. Popular tracks and videos compile dozens of verses, paraphrasing them into continuous first-person speech. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. I know the plans that I have for you. Nothing will ever separate you from my love. These collections remove context.
Yeah. Drop that link to your song so she can hear that the world is a prison. Can't should have been on my cousin girl back in 2023. I don't know why it wasn't because you ain't send me shit. And plus, like you was in the zone, like you was in the groove, you was like you was in your creative element. You probably wasn't thinking about no features. I think at that time you was still doing tracks with your family. You trying to make a family album at the time or some shit like that. I'm not sure. I probably got the time frame mixed up. But when you did start sending music, I thought you was just gonna like put them on like on like each different album or some shit like that. Just scatter them. But you was like just a single. So I was like, fuck it. I'll throw them. I throw a song on one album, throw the shit on another album, and then like if you make enough, you make a Southern Soul playlist from the Midwest to the South with a couple people from the East Coast, like low key. Like when you do your track with low key, that's gonna be cold because hearing the East Coast flavor with a down South flavor, I never heard that before. But we hear Midwest and down South all the time. We hear Midwest, West Coast, down South. I never hear too much East Coast and down South. And plus, like with low key, the laid back flow, so cool, smooth vibe. Like it'll be a cool track for sure. Me, our tracks, that should be live. I'm on all over the place with it. But I have to go into my bag, calm down, and like get in the zone because I'm too much of a revolutionary. So like when it's time to calm down and make my feature tracks for you and shit, it's like, yo, I'm really in a great mood. I'm happy. I'm vibing. It's like, man, I ain't feel like this in so fucking long. So like I want to say thank you, Jordan, for that. Because I cover a lot of world news and a lot of shit be fucked up. I have to meditate sometimes after I see some shit. I motherfucker like throwing that Vanta vibe real quick and just meditate, smoke, and relax. Like, yeah. Shout out to Vanta for helping me with the relaxation. Some of those beats I can rap to. I'm like, oh, let me write this down. Let me write that down. I might use that later. Now let me get back to my relaxing and smoke some weed.
A historical setting, leaving only the affectionate fragments. The effect is a collage of love notes stitched into a single voice speaking directly to my child, my lover, or my friend, depending on whatever mood God or Jesus is in.
DJ.
I guess. Now I can hear what you're saying. Now, Durante, if you're right about this, then why do these particular passages work so well? Well, number one is because they draw on relational or intimate imagery. The imagery of a shepherd, a lover, a parent, or a friend. They are easily detachable from their original historical communal context due to the laziness and disingenuousness of Western believers. They sound positive, reassuring, and timeless when taken out of context. This is ideal raw material for devotionals. They feel like direct address, even if they weren't originally written that way. In short, the Bible as love letter depends on a curated anthology of tender-sounding texts stripped of their context and woven into a continuous divine monologue. The rest, laws, genealogies, conquest, judgment, is ignored, softened, or reinterpreted as tough love. This is why most believers don't actually know that the Bible has serious genealogy issues. So let's jump into a few critiques of the love letter metaphor. First, most obvious, selective reading. It's cherry picking at its finest. Vast sections.
Yep. Most Christians cherry pick Bible verses all the time. And seeing Christians go back and forth, who got the best Bible verse? Round one. Fight. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not bear false witness. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. KO. You win.
Bible don't read like affectionate notes at all. You have Levitical laws, which are dietary restrictions, stoning commands, purity codes. These feel legalistic or punitive, not romantic. There's also divine wrath, passages about God wiping out nations, sending plagues, or commanding genocide. Even Jesus condemned 2 entire cities to destruction. There are countless conquest narratives. The book of Joshua, Daniel, and Revelation depicts violent conquest framed as divine mandate, hardly the tone of a lover's whisper. The love letter metaphor only works by ignoring or respinning these harsher texts. It functions as curation by omission. This is theological spin, not textual reality. The Bible is not a single genre or voice. It's a compilation of law codes, prophetic oracles, wisdom sayings, letters, apocalyptic visions on mushrooms, poetry, and narratives written over centuries.
Yep, and narratives written over motherfucking centuries. Thank you, Kay, for being diverse. You understand the music for sure. You are a grandson of soul, like me. That's right. The forever student. I'm student of the craft. That's why I'm Hurykane, the style master. Because it ain't just really matching with the beat or just vibing on the beat. It's about really getting inside that beat and feeling every fucking instrument vibrate my soul. You know, some shit takes me back. Some shit really make me truly reminisce, and I could just immediately go to that moment. You know, sharing memories. You know, and now it's like I can, to be able to tap into it because, shit, like I've been in love before. Can't wait to fall in love again. I think I'm already in love with the first lady. That's why she's the first lady. You already know. But yeah, it's just like feeling the beat, feeling the vibe. It's like, and also breaking up the instruments and rapping on each instrument from the bass to the snares to the motherfucking to the motherfucking ticking sound, to the motherfucking piano, to the violin, to the drums, to the motherfucking bass. It's like I love it. Fucking love it. It's like the vibrations through the universe. It's awesome. You already know. Now we're going to the next one right here.
One that often goes unasked. What type of relationship is this? The short answer, it mirrors an abusive, coercively controlling dynamic that fosters a trauma bond. What many describe in religious settings as spiritual abuse or undue influence. Coercive control shows up as
You down with love. You done with love, okay? Don't lie. Yo. Then stop coming after Vonta, nigga. This is my life's work. I will not let you take it from me. But real shit, you may be done now. But I tell you this, I'm telling you this, man to man, real talk. You have one of the greatest hearts that I've ever seen. If heaven was real, your ass got a golden ticket automatically. You're true. You are righteousness incarnate, love incarnate, true soul. That's who you are. Right now, you're going through a little moment. It's all cool. Like we all get our heart broken. We all go through these moments sometimes 2 or 3 or 4 times. But as long as you stay true to you are, someone's going to come along that's going to be just like you. And that's the whole goal. People keep on saying, opposites attract. Yeah, I'm a man, she's a woman. We good. But they want to take opposites attract being like you're supposed to love all the opposite things that you don't like your spouse doing or your lover doing, and you got to accept it and deal with it. No, fuck all that. Let's get with someone that's just like us on our page, on our level. We can binge watch shit together, hang out together. I'm talking about keeping the love growing, keeping the love creative, keeping the love, cool. Like I said, Jordan, you got to go to one of those soul spots, one of those, one of those, those spots like off of Love Jones. And I guarantee you, when you get on that stage and you rock that bitch, or you go to one of them bookstores and you watch lectures and shit, you know what I'm saying? Just gotta go to the area where your vibe is. You feel me? You got this. You got this because you're too good of a person to let love go. And I remember saying that too. And then I end up loving my work, and that's what you might end up doing. Like if shit still go left field, you're going to end up loving your work. Like I love my art, like I love my music, I love my literature, but I love this podcast even more because I would have never met any of y'all, man. Y'all are the fucking truth. Y'all keep this shit going. People call me crazy for saying "Viva la Revolution" or like "fuck religion." You know what I'm saying? So it's like seeing y'all, like lets me know that I am on the right path. And and when it comes to the outside of being a revolutionary, I'm in the music, I'm in the art, I'm in the spirituality, I'm in a whole bunch of reading and meditation, trying to better myself, trying to, use my motherfucking meditation, visualization, affirmation, create these manifestations, use my mantras, use my mudras, use my candles, my incense, what I'm saying, my crystals. I try to become a better person every moment, every day. And, in the world where they push your back against the wall, in the world where they're killing you through the food, through the water, through the air, through the disease, and you still have the motherfucking tenacity to still wake up every day and be like, what's up, world? I'm still here. You know, you know, you got this. All you gotta do is find someone just like you, vibe out, and go to a motherfucking live cafe and hang out. You got this. Dov Zadania. Ya nigga Varud Paruski. I don't know what y'all speaking, but I can speak Russian. Ya nigga Varud Paruski. Dov Zadania. The god the vodka. Akudavui. Пожалуйста. Wish I could play an instrument in high school, but I have no sense of sound. But you got the ear for music. You may not fuck with the instruments, but you know what you hear. Like you may not have a talent in the motherfucking instrument, but you have the ear. That's like that's on a natural talented level. Straight up. Love the great IOV. Is that you or not? Love the great IOV. It's in you, not all you. Thanks, brother. No as fuck what you said. Likewise, you too, brother. You a great soul too. Everyone in the chat. Oh yes, I try to have a great soul because I know if I go dark, it's like Batman no kill rule. It's like no, it'd be too damn easy. If I cross that line, I would never go back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saving all my psychotic, murderous energy against the government. It is so much about the much love. Might need to go. I was delayed it too. Might go. Yeah, you just go to a bookstore. You write, write yourself a love letter. Crazy what you see in yourself. Yeah, you will see real, true fucking love. Something that's better than God and Jesus and every other guy put together when you write that shit for yourself. I used to do poetry too. So like I know I'll write a dog ass love letter myself. I got a love letter for Vanta too. Love, so many things I gotta tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. Woo! Cause there's a possibility that you look at me differently, love. Praise Brother Minister. Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, all day long I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change. Cause love, woo, so many people use your name in vain. Love, woo, preach, Brother Minister. For those who have faith in you, sometimes go astray. Love, through all the ups and downs. Man, come on, man. Y'all won't know. I'll turn that shit into a parody.
Nation through threats, surveillance, and conditional love. Believe, worship, obey, or face harm. Affection and belonging are dangled as rewards for compliance, withdrawn for doubt. Trauma bonding forms through an engineered cycle of fear and relief, sin, threat, forgiveness, gratitude. That emotional whiplash creates
Right. Sin, threat, forgiveness, gratitude. Emotional, spiritual, psychological threat on your fucking life by God. Hit it from God.
powerful attachment. Not because it's healthy, but because the nervous system clings to any momentary safety. There's a double bind at the center. There is no safe choice. You're guilty by nature. The gift you must accept is required to escape punishment.
Kapla. Banta. Kapla. You already know what it is. All these governments ain't nothing but a bunch of pataks. That filthy patak. I'm gonna put a hole in that motherfucking patak. Today is a good day to die. For the government, hashtag fuck the government. We going to the hollow deck suite after this, Bonky. You already know what it is. Hell yeah. Keep showing off. Keep showing off, DJ. I'm gonna make your ass my translator when the revolution come. You like that? Yo, nigga, I don't know what the fuck that nigga saying. Yo, DJ, what he talking about? He cool. All right. Come on in. Welcome to the revolution. You steal anything, I kill you. Only got one rule. Everyone fights. No one quits. You disobey me, I kill you myself. You fucking get me. Yes, we fucking get you, son. Welcome to the revolution. Hurricane's revolution. Now let's ride on the USS Hurricane. You already know what it is. So wait, Bambooism was the dude COINTELPRO mind blow. Yeah, wow.
Refusal equals doom, and acceptance locks you into life.
Now that all advocate worship it makes sense.
Long servitude. Gaslighting.
Bonjour, mon capitaine. Sacre bleu.
And reframes harm as love and skepticism as sin. Eternal threat is marketed as compassion. Your instincts are treated as untrustworthy. Over time, reality testing erodes. Undue influence and thought reform follow familiar cultic patterns. Unquestioned authority, loaded language that shuts down inquiry, compulsory confession, purity demands, and a doctrine over person ethic that subordinates your lived experience to the system's narrative. This is the terrain of spiritual abuse and religious trauma. The misuse of sacred authority to control behavior, identity, and relationships. Now, it's not a DSM diagnosis, but it is a recognized pattern with real psychological consequences. The moral fallout is profound. Shame and blame are imposed for failing an impossible code, producing moral injury. Eventually, learned helplessness takes root. You're told nothing you do can be good enough except total submission. Naming it plainly, this is coercive control abuse with trauma bonding, and it's the religious spiritual abuse variant. Systems that moralize obedience with cosmic threat don't build character, they manufacture conformity. Now let's get into the love test and where it actually breaks. So here's my love test. Simple, human, and non-negotiable for me. Real love starts with consent.
Right. Real love starts with consent. Now we about to go to another one.
Health prayers answered, no career prayers answered, no spousal prayers answered, no children prayers answered, no residential home buying prayers answered, not a single prayer answered in 60 years following Jesus Christ, Christianity, and the Bible. And now I have cancer and no hope to retire, and thanks to tithing. Is this what following Jesus is all about? What a freaking joke and a mistake. I recommend it. I've seen him recently. His thing is, Christianity for 60 years and it ruined my life. And I don't recommend it. I went through about 15 of his videos in order to gain an understanding of what is he talking about by he followed Christianity for 60 years and it ruined his life. And that video right there is the most concise one that I can find. So basically, this man spent, he's 63 years old. For 60 years, he followed Christianity. For 60 years, he tithed to the church. He said that just in the 80s and 90s, he tithed the equivalency of about $80,000. And now he's 63 years old, retired, but living in an apartment. And if you understand that concept, then you cannot retire and still be renting unless you retire with a hell of a lot, a good amount of money. Most retirements are based on you owning your home by the time you retire, and then you only have to pay your taxes and upkeep and maintenance, taxes and insurance, and upkeep and maintenance for the house. That's it. But sorry about that. But trying to retire and still having to pay rent is dastardly. Very difficult. So anyway, but he's prayed. He prayed for his children. His children had health problems. He prayed for his wife in a relationship. They had health problems, had medical problems, had relationship problems. Pray. He spent time.
And like I said in the beginning, I prayed on my motherfucking life. God and Jesus did get on my motherfucking drugs. Didn't motherfucking heal her mind so she can learn how to manage money to fucking keep a roof over our fucking heads. I was homeless all my goddamn life. Place to place, house to house, shelter to shelter, abando to abando, stand with people to stand with people. Every night I'm sleeping and thinking about, is this the last night that I'm asleep? And mind you, like this is right after we gotta pray before we go to sleep and shit. No prayers don't get answered. Cause right after that prayer, I lay down and I look at the ceiling and I just motherfucking think. It's like, man, is this gonna be the last night here? And then I just like, all right, let me get back to praying. Let me pray for things to get better. Crying, bawling my eyes out, young as hell. Like I said, from 5 to 18, I dealt with this shit. I'm glad I left Christianity early. I'm glad I left that shit early. You feel me? God is a fucking patak.
In the church, he went to church all the time. He studied in the church. He did all the things that.
I'm from Detroit. I'm from Detroit City. My folks is from Detroit, but ancestor lineage, North Carolina and Arkansas. When it comes to my family is scattered at, they in Arkansas and in North Carolina. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Winston-Salem, North Carolina looks nice when I was out there. I was doing the carnival and shit. I was in Lumberton, North Carolina, and I was in Raleigh, North Carolina. And when we had to get on the Greyhound bus, I had to stop in Winston-Salem, and I finally walked around. I'm like, this is a beautiful fucking city. And plus I also went to Oklahoma City, St. Louis. We got stuck in Atlanta. Our bus broke down in Atlanta on our way to North Carolina from Oklahoma. So we were smoking some kush and shit. Like, oh man, now I feel like Jeezy and Gucci Mane. You already know. Thank you. Much love to that first lady.
Saying that you're supposed to do. A lot of the responses that you receive back to people is like, oh, you were, God is not a genie.
Originally from South Africa. All right. Do you know the way? Do you know the way, my lover? Chilling under the stars. You can pull the stars out the sky.
God is not, you just pray for stuff and you're supposed to get things back. You only hear, what did you do to serve God? And, you must not have served God right. And it's just a lot of those type of comments of stoking the blame on. Right. Never always in the ancestral homeland. Yeah, y'all my real family on some real shit. Y'all my real family, true family. Because like when you get older and you realize family ain't shit, or they don't respect you leaving religion that they was brainwashed in, they actions would show that they don't really fuck with you like that. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll stay the fuck away.
They're like, why you don't call? Like, because y'all don't call me. And two, I'm doing my own thing. I'm trying to motherfucking maintain. I'm trying to break generational curses. You know, I don't got time to be trying to see anybody any fucking way. I'm trying to break this generational fucking curse on my goddamn life. You know? Moved there when I was 3, so don't remember much. That's what's up. Memories will start kicking in to around like 4 or 5. I caught some memories at the age of 2 and 3, you know, but it's only a vague memory of me swinging in that motherfucking swing and crawling on the floor, and there's like a barricade on the floor. You know how the parents put barricades in the floor so they don't go into the next room and shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember that and fucking crawling, but like those are only 2 vague memories. And plus, when I told my mama that, she was like, "How the hell you remember that? You was 2." Yep. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. Right. And real shit, blood don't make family. Genealogy makes family. Real shit. Y'all better family than my family would ever fucking be. And that's on some real shit. But there are members in my family that I consider family because of action, of actions. You feel me? Not just saying shit, but fucking really true action of showing love. You know,
You know, you didn't have real faith. You're not a real Christian. All those sorts of things that people like to heap on when someone disagrees with the believing in this Bible. But the fact remains is this: this man did not have. I mean, some people may say that he has religious trauma. I would say that he has a little bit of religious trauma, but that religious trauma is based on the fact that the Bible promises one thing but did not deliver to him.
exactly. It's a little religious trauma for me too, but I admit it though. I admit it and I embrace it. God, you're supposed to motherfucking help the prayers of help my motherfucking prayers. Nigga, fuck that shit. Hear my motherfucking prayers and get to work. Like real shit, but nah. But when I left Christianity alone and I started tapping into my motherfucking self, and then I fucking studied on me creating my own fucking rituals, my own motherfucking spells, my own mantras, mudras, motherfucking my own type of fucking affirmations, visualization. That shit protected my apartment from a fucking fire. It's on the news. I could post that shit up. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna scroll through my playlist. It's on some of my lives. I really don't motherfucker post it up often, but like when it comes to real true power, man, after that shit happened, I really was like, fuck God, because I've been saying fuck God since 06. The fire happened in 2017. My crib, the only one untouched. Motherfuckers talking about, thank God. No, I thank me because I've been saying fuck Jesus since 06. I use my spells, my visualization, affirmation, but like, thing about it is the motherfuckers, like the news kind of didn't want to post that or say that. You know, they chopped it up and made it smaller. No. So they blessings, don't mess with FBA, Pan Africans, you know, like all the shit that's like court-like activity. You know what I'm saying? But I'm down for my people, but only the people that's ready to fight in the revolution. All these other motherfuckers are scared and they want to coexist with the goddamn enemy. We can't coexist with evil. I don't see how people can motherfucking not realize that. We cannot coexist with motherfuckers that's killing us through the food, through the water, through the air, through the disease. Come on now. These motherfuckers want to kumbaya with some evil motherfuckers. I'm down with my people, but let me tell you something about my people. Majority of my people call me crazy, laugh at me, look at me like I'm crazy. There is more white people that want to fight in a revolution with me than my own people. So it's like, yo, I'm down with people that's down to fight for freedom. I don't care your color, creed, nationality. I don't care because It's not about black or white. It's about living, fighting, and dying for your fucking freedom. And if y'all watch the movie The Spook Who Sat by the Door, that's the message in one scene. But the star character, Turk, he was talking to a white guy, and the white guy was down with the revolution. And the white guy was like, damn, I hate white people. So the star character, black guy, he was like, man, if you think this is about black and versus white, there's the fucking door right now. This is about living and fighting and dying for our fucking freedom. Like real shit. All that race shit is out the fucking window. You know what I'm saying? I can't deal with no organization because eventually true colors are going to come out. You know, like Black Lives Matter. Those motherfuckers took everybody motherfucking money, dipped off and made a mansion. I lost friends, close friends because of them. All because I told them that Black Lives Matter is funded by George Soros and he's taking everybody money and y'all ain't going to get nothing in return. I lost friends off of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about friends I knew for years, over 10. So I'm like, yo, I ain't getting no apology yet, but ain't nothing a conversation can't fix. I'm still open to a conversation. But at the same time, people shouldn't blindly follow shit. You know, unless you know that you are down with that shit internally, you know, so you're gonna roll with the group that's on that shit. You know, like roll with people that's on your frequency. Respect that. Stay true to you, Hurykane. Oh yeah, that's the first lady speaking. The word rage means revenge. I know one thing, if God is real, I'm getting revenge on that motherfucker for sure, for sure.
The Bible says that when 2 or 3 gather together in my name, if they tell the mountain to move, the mountain shall move. And another version of it, it says that if they must have
Right. 2, 3, or 4 people can gather in your name, every mountain shall move. Let me tell you something. A lot of people prayed for my mama to motherfucking get her shit together, and that shit didn't work either. Not only my prayers, I'm speaking for me, but I've been to churches, been around friends, been around family, been around strangers, and we all gathered, prayed for my mom to get her shit together, but never happened. There's no return on my investment in this God. You feel me? So,
no doubt, and tell them to move. The Bible says that Jesus that will have the ability to heal people, do greater miracles than him, that people have the gift of healing, that people have all these different things.
right. They say we will do greater things in Jesus. Only some people got powers around the world, but like they're not Christian. They believe they own religion. They believe they self. You know, like ain't nothing about no Christians. Ain't no Christians out here walking on water, raising the dead, healing the sick, making the blind see, or feeding multitudes of people with a 2-piece fish sandwich. That's just not happening. Jesus, Jesus said we would do greater things than him, and Christians find that to be spookism, witchcraft.
It doesn't happen. He didn't get his return on his investment when it comes to his health, when it comes to his children, his family. His Bible talks about the fact that when you pay these tithes, that these tithes are supposed to be a mechanism of blessing, that you're supposed to have it coming poured over the plate or overflowing, and the overflow of blessings are supposed to come to you if you do this tithing and you're faithful to this God. And when you've tithed $80,000,
Back Soros and 2 Black Lives Matter kitty lickers, BLL, yeah. But what really got me, motherfuckers didn't go look up of one of the bitches saying that we're trying to destroy the family structure with this Marxist agenda. It was on a TED talk. But these people don't want to go look that up. They want to keep their paradigm. But no Black Lives Matter. I'm about to do a motherfucking shit on Black Lives Matter. It might be a short. Be like, hey, yo, folks that was fucking with Black Lives Matter. How y'all feel that they took y'all money and built a mansion and said, fuck y'all? And to all my friends that I lost because of this shit, yo, ain't nothing a conversation can't fix. But hey, yo, how does it feel to know that Black Lives Matter wasn't shit?
Then you could have bought a condo or a house with that back in the 80s and it would be paid off. Then now you're living in an apartment. That is not church hurt from some traumatic event. That is a bad investment. The church became a bad investment for him. So now, in critically thinking about that, I'm walking away from it.
Exactly. And that's the other part. Critically thinking and just walking away. Like, look, I didn't get nothing out this. I wasted my time, wasted my money, wasted my energy. No prayers got answered. I'm done. That's very logical for someone to do. You know, a person don't even have to be hurt to come to that conclusion. You know? God damn it.
I didn't experience any healing. None of my prayers were answered. I spent all this money and now I'm living in an apartment. I'm retired, have no new source of income. He's probably got to be a Walmart greeting. Be like 80, 90 years old, still at Walmart greeting folks. So for him, it's been a bad investment. Both for his prayers, his energy, his health, his money, everything. His family. So he's been duped. He's been scammed. It's a Ponzi. And that's how he feels. Now, one of the things I want to add to this at the very end before I go, many Christians will say that the proof of God is their experience with God. And that is proof that God exists. So shouldn't you also include that this man's experience with this God is proof that this God doesn't exist?
Right. Y'all talk about other shit, but can y'all prove this man and his experience that God doesn't exist? But Christians will overlook your story like they overlooked mine. No matter how sad or how destructive it is, they still will call me, well, for you a non-believer, you ain't pray right, or you ain't do this right. You ain't give your all. Like, man, nigga, I've been giving my all from the age of 5 to 18, being indoctrinated in church, learning that like this can help save your family and your situations. But no, it didn't.
That is all just a big scam. Question had to be asked. So always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. The journey, good vibrations.
The journey, good vibrations. All right, y'all. We got one more.
That has a faith with, well, I just believe, and I kind of go along with, they are going to be destroyed. 50 to 88%. 50 to 88% of the younger generation raised in the church are gone by the time they're age 18.
Thank you. Much love to the first lady. See, that's the first lady job. Give me all the love and support that I need. You're everything I do. Oh, yeah. Do what you want me to. I do anything. Get on my knees for you. Oh, yeah. What else is there to do? I don't know. I don't know.
You cannot give them a faith that is, well, I think and I believe, because this world knows how to destroy faith. Actually, his perspective on why they're losing members in the church is completely wrong, and it's based on his own worldview. And I get it to a certain degree. You see, I grew up when there was the overwhelming majority of people surrounding you were all Christians. So we were the ones, the last generation, that was get along, go along to get along. And there weren't much access to outside forces or outside information that could persuade you or teach you that the Bible is wrong. So the opportunity to lose your faith in my generation prior was less likely than it is for the current generations that has come after me. I'm a Gen Xer. Other Gen Ys or Gen Zers and millennials is totally different for them. They have this thing called the internet. The internet has allowed for them to be able to research information that it took you going to public libraries or college libraries in my day to be able to research that information. So you're not losing because people aren't forcing their children in the church, or you're not losing because people are just having this, or people are saying, hey, this is what the Bible says, and you just take that doctrine, because that's what we did. We just took the doctrine. Many black people in my community took the doctrine that rich people go to hell because a camel can't fit through the eye of a needle. They never grew to understand that the gate of an eye of a needle is actually quite large, and a camel can walk through. You just have to take all the baggage off the camel, and you have to get off the camel itself. So the explanation wasn't there, and maybe that's what he means. Maybe that's what he means, that he needs to, that the churches need to explain more what something actually means and what it meant to those people at that time frame. But I think if you do that, you're going to see even more people leave your church. And the reason why I say that, and although many people may want to say that the reason why I deconstructed was because of some type of church hurt or some type of church trauma, absolutely not. I actually was deconstructing the Bible to reconstruct the Bible, to teach it correctly, to teach it based on what it actually says, and teach it based on the history of the people, the culture of the people. And there are some certain things that I come to realize that made me walk away from the Bible. It's not a one thing, it's a conglomeracy of a bunch of things. But one of those primary things is that the Bible doesn't speak with univocality. I'm going to admit, I was on a live temporarily today, and I was very ill prepared. I only wanted to talk about one thing. The conversation went broader, which then caused me to get a little bit thrown off, because now I have to go and look for information, and that frustrates me. You know, as a Marine, you know, you're taught never to go into a conflict without being prepared for that conflict. And then the gentleman was great. The Dom Dot was a great host. He's a great host. I will give him that credit. And y'all know me, I give people credit where credit is due. But the fact of the matter is, it's the more you go and research information, the more you're prepared and the more you understand, and you start teaching people that the Bible doesn't speak with univocality. And the reason I brought up that live that I was on, one, I want to give the young man props for the way he carried himself. But number two is that there were certain aspects of it, and I had to get off of it before I got a chance to talk about it. But it is the expectation that the Bible is speaking with univocality. Now, we're talking about what it says in Exodus compared to other parts of Exodus. It's generally going to be the same, because generally you have authors who are writing in a general time frame. Now, you do have edits that people are making hundreds of years later, but generally you may get some level of univocality in Exodus, and maybe even similar in Leviticus. But then when we start talking about Ezekiel, Ezekiel has zero univocality with Leviticus, because he was making a statement about it's owning a person, the same word to own something, or to be, to possess, to acquire, to buy. In Leviticus, it's the same as in Ezekiel, and because the same Hebrew words are used, well, that's speaking of univocality, and the Bible simply doesn't do that. We don't even do that in English. And these are things that people find out. I can say that you're an awful person. It has a negative connotation, but if it was 200 years ago and I say you're an awful person, then it has a positive connotation. So things change with language, and I just didn't have time to get into all of that, nor was I prepared to. So, but the part, as far as this video is concerned, if you do go and start teaching people what it means, and you go outside of doctrine, and you have a landing, if you don't have.
This is my first channel. It got banned too, but they gave it back to me. My appeal, I left an appeal. I was like, I know I might be talking to a bot, and y'all might deny me, but I'm gonna get my grievances off anyway. So like I'm like, look, that video y'all chose, y'all need to watch it again, because what y'all doing is bullshit. Y'all been doing this to a lot of my videos that's old, going back to videos that's months old, years old, and giving me strikes for it, but it was cool at the time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't tell people when y'all dropping new community guidelines. You know, like, we find out this shit when we get our strikes. So, you know, and then after I sent that appeal, I waited maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. I was already on my second channel posting music and shit. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna post all my music and shit over here. You know, I got over it, and I did a couple lives over there, you know, and then I get a motherfucking email from a nigga named Michael from YouTube. He was like, no, this is not about reviewed your channel, and you did have some shit, but at the same time, they said that they was wrong or some shit. You know, I gotta look at the shit again. I don't know if I got the motherfucking email, but you know, but yeah, no, they got rid of me too. But you know, they bought my shit back. You know, And they was like, yo, nigga, consider these strikes and bans as a badge of honor because you fighting in the revolution. You know what I'm saying? You know, no matter what revolution you fight, they consider these as a badge of honor. Shouts off to Truth Virus. I ain't seen Truth Virus in a minute. If y'all see Truth Virus, man, let me know because he was on his 19th fucking channel. They ban him every time he come on, and the only thing he do is scroll through CNN, see an article, read the article, like he don't read the article, he read the title, and then he just go ham. He just go ham. He talked the way I rap. You feel me? So it's like, yo, Truth Virus. I think his last one was Truth Virus 18 or Truth Virus 19. But man, he's a legend in the game. Yeah. You already know. You already know. Let's get back.
And you want to continue to lose people in your churches. That's what you should. Because you can't validate your point. You can't validate your God. You can't validate that your God exists. You can't validate that this Jesus person was more than just a renegade preacher or a compilation of multiple itinerant preachers that Josephus speaks of. If you can't take into account the history, the politics, and everything else that was going on at the time frame, then yes, you're going to continue to lose people, and that's what you should. Because
right. If you don't fully explain that word, if you don't tell them the truth about that word, you're going to keep on losing people. But another reason why motherfuckers losing people is because motherfuckers are doing their fucking research. The other motherfuckers are church hurt because the pastor and the other motherfucking deacons in the church is fucking with people's wives. The Catholic Church is fucking with your goddamn kids. So you wonder why people is leaving religion alone and choose to come to the Hurykane Night Trappist Church. Well, we gon' ask. We gon' ask. We gonna ask some questions. Like, what is this number in your pocket? I remember when you used to throw those things away. Or, God, why the fuck you put the Garden of Eden on a prison planet? And why'd you put the tree of knowledge of good and evil in it if you didn't want us to eat it? And as soon as we ate it, your angels start snitching like bitches, talking about, hey, yo, God, hey, yo, Mr. God, Mr. God. Those niggas ate the apple. Now they just like us. Hell yeah. That fought nice.
Need something when they should be able to know something. And that's the difference. You want to know why I walked away from the churches? Because I came into knowing things instead of believing things. And if I don't know something, then why would I believe something?
Right. If I don't know something, why the fuck would I believe something? We got to use our critical thinking, comprehension, and common sense skills, everybody. My God didn't see the snake bite the apple. Why did God put the snake in the goddamn garden in the first fucking place? If you knew this motherfucker was going to beguile Eve. It was like you're supposed to be omnipotent, omnipresent, whatever the fuck, and know everything. But in that same fucking motherfucking book of Genesis, God walking through the motherfucking garden like, Adam and Eve, where you at? Like, they're supposed to know. Nigga, ain't you God? You can see from heights beyond the eyes can see. And you can't find Adam and Eve. And you walking through the garden. So fuck on out of here.
It makes no sense critical thinking. So, all pastors and Christians who are watching this and they listen to that young man's message, what are you going to do? You tell them the truth. You lose them. The only thing you can do is to try to manipulate them and manipulate the information to fit into a narrative that you have today. But if they were to spend an hour on the internet just researching Google Scholar, Academia EDU, they will find that whatever you told them, whatever you're teaching them, may not be exactly what you say it is. And then what are you going to do? You lose even more because now you lose credibility. But like I said, the reason why most of us deconstruct is because we realize the contradictions, the misinformation, the genocide, maniac, narcissistic God that is depicted in the Bible, because all of it is based on the culture of that day and how those people thought during that time frame and over a millennial of time frame. So, y'all have a great day. Always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. The journey Rich that has a faith with will.
All right. What's good? Hey, somebody got to make a parody of that story and make fun of the errors. Hell yeah. I might be the one to have to do it. If we're a content creator, we got to start creating. I got a lot of ideas about a lot of different shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of ideas. I'm bursting full of inspiration and like creativity. Why do I think I got to say pause? I'm gonna say pause anyway. You're killing me with this shit. There's no Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, right? Yeah, for real. That'll be dope. You already know. For God. God ain't shit. I'm getting sick and tired of the games you play. Every move I make, God got something to say. Skin aligns my name. When they see me in the paper, try to turn it all around like it wasn't that way. Everybody is trying to figure me out. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Just let me live my life. I can't go one day without y'all in my face. Y'all lost your minds if you don't hear what I say. Cops chase me when I'm standing still, knowing I ain't done shit wrong. Why they want me in a cell? They don't like my songs, but it pays the bills, and they cut me down, cause I keep it real. Sometimes I wanna fly away from here to another place. Ain't worth these tears. Sometimes at night, when I close my eyes, I know them haters are busy making up hate lies. Hashtag fuck the government and fuck religion, fuck censorship. I'm gonna go in. This is what I feel. This is what I feel. Feel me, feel me, feel me. Baby, can you feel me? Oh. West side, tell me, can you feel me? Oh, I'm good. But let me stop. Y'all will get extra points if y'all know where I got that song from. Cause that song is a classic. Because hell, the Holy Ghost right now, for real. This the Hurykane at night trap this church. I like to thank everybody for coming through. God damn, I think I just killed 6 hours. I know I went live twice. About to be at 2 hours on this. I think I killed like 6 hours. I'm like, damn, I'm wasting my StreamYard minutes early. I need to quit. But I do this for y'all, especially you, Vonta. Making this promise to me and you. Oh, yeah, let me write that down. I might do a parody to that. Girl, just believe I'm proud. Knowing things are saving right. Forever such a very long time. We never even had a fight. Gotta know what changed your mind. 10. Up to that jagged edge. It's afternoon there. Yep. Church service is over. Because like that's how it is. Church service start around like 10 o'clock. It ends at 12, and they start the second service up around 1 o'clock, and it ends around 3. Yep. I made right timing on Vonta's timing. But over here, it's early in the morning. People just waking up, getting ready for church, smoking their blunts, getting fresh, looking good. Do another New Edition parody. I gotta find one. Because I do like that. I'm still in love. Oh, What can I do, girl? So much in love, girl. And I know that you nah, get it. Baby, you know that this feeling I'm feeling. Dude. Got me reminiscing and daydreaming about you. Cause you're the best true love I ever know. So what can I do without you? Baby, you haven't said from above. Need to get my second service out here ready. That's what's up. I hope I don't motherfucking oversleep. Shit, and I gotta get up and go to work. But don't worry, I'm gonna try to hit that shit around like I always do, between 10 and 12 on Vonta's end if it's 2, 3. So Vonta, you probably gotta look out for me around between 3, 4, 5. Like if I start at 10, it'd be around 3 something. If I start at 11, it'd be 4 something for you. So what can I do without you? Baby, you haven't said from. And I know that in my heart, I'm the best for you. I'm still that man for you. I'm still. New Edition is cold, Jordan. Thank you. I might do that Still in Love parody, but I got Jagged Edge. I was thinking about that Jagged Edge too. And got that Brian McKnight too, you know what I'm saying? yo, Brian McKnight go in. Brian McKnight go in, you know what I'm saying? It's like a dream come true, too. Just wanna be with you. 3, girl, it's plain to see that you're the only one for me. And 4. You know how hard it is to do a parody without laughing? That's the hardest part about doing a parody, because I gotta try not to laugh. That's the hardest fucking part. You know, first you gotta get the confidence to do this shit, because like most people can't motherfucking, see themselves singing some shit like that, so they gotta do that and then just be confident enough to be like, look, they either gonna laugh or nod their head, but they gonna laugh. They're like, one, Hurykane is a rapper. What the fuck that nigga doing singing? That's funny already. Like that's funny off, like off bat. You already know. We go into the moon. Nah, 12, basketball to nephews and fam. That's what's up. That's what's up. Don't hurt yourself out there, because we getting older. I jumped on the basketball court and damn near thought I broke my ankles and shit. Broke my own ankles. I was supposed to get crossed over and get my ankles broke. I broke my own ankles. But football, hell yeah. I love football. I'm a running back, tight end. Let's go. Let's go. Contact sport. You know what I'm saying? Or you can do If This Is Love. I gotta hear it again. I remember it, but I gotta hear it again to get the vibe. Or I might go back to the old school. If I could change the world, I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love will be something good, baby, if I could change the world. I kill that shit. If I could be, I forgot to say that shit. Bob McKnight music made me sad since I was little. Bob McKnight got that kind of vibe, but those love songs he be hitting. And plus, like, he started off in the church, so yeah, he kind of got that little sad vibe. If This Isn't Love would be good too, for sure. I'm gonna check it out. To everyone in the chat, you all rock. Thank you, Vonta, First Lady, looking good as always. You already know. But this the first service of the Hurricane night trap this church where we gon' ask. Hold on. We gonna ask some questions. Like, God, where the hell you at? Or help the people on this planet, please. Why you haven't come down to help? You know, like they're killing us through the food, through the water, through the air, through disease. They're taking away our freedom of speech, freedom of expression. They're pushing our backs against the wall, Lord. Help me. You know what I'm saying? But no. He kick it back with his feet on the world because they say Earth is his footstool. No wonder he ain't doing shit because he got his feet on our ass just like the enemy got their feet on us. Ain't that a bitch? But this the Hurricane night trap this church. Shouts out to the First Lady. Much love to the First Lady. Phenomenal, astronomical First Lady. Got me automatic, systematic, yes, hydromatic. Shouts out to Jordan. Shouts out to Bronze. Shouts out to DJ. Who else is in here? Shouts out to everybody that came through. Shouts out to Don't Mess with the FBA. Don't give a fuck about the FBI. Don't give a fuck about the CIA. Don't give a fuck about the DEA. Da, 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 da. Yeah, shout out to everybody coming through. Shout out to everybody that came through. Now, shouts out to everybody. Who else was here? I'm scrolling all the way up. I know there's a lot of people in the back, you know, like a lot of people in the bushes. It's all good. Y'all came through and y'all heard the word of God, the God of wind, the God of storms, the God of fire. Where do I get that from? Well, in the Mayan and the Taino cultures, they worship the god named Hurykane, the god of wind, storms, and fire. Hurykane was original primordial, helped created this planet in the beginning. It was fucked up though, but you know, it is what it is. And then Hurykane became a destroyer god and destroyed people that don't want to get their praises to the gods or goddesses in time. So Hurykane had to come and destroy shit. And plus the Taino song for Hurykane is Hurykane, another day. You know some shit like that. We will march through thunder and in rain. You will never stop the hurricane. You know, like that's actual fucking song from a culture. You feel me? So shouts out to everybody coming through. Y'all the truth. And Pastor Kane is about to leave the building. Vonta, let me walk you to your spaceship. And we about to fly on out. We about to get on out of here. Because she professional. Oh my God, get me caught up. Let me give me some sugar right there on my tongue. Right there on my tongue. That's how you get in the motherfucking church, nigga. She professional on my tongue. She's caught up. Let me give me some sugar right there on my after party on the spaceship. Shouts out to everybody coming through. Y'all the truth. This is the Hurykane Hood service. We gotta keep it hood. Tell it like it is. Shouts out to everybody. Catch you on the second sermon. I hope I don't be knocked out, but just, you know, just be able to look out between the hours of 10 and 12. And just be able to look out hours between 10 and 12. You know, or 11 to 12. But like 10 and 12, definitely. But like, damn, I still got energy. Who knows? But she professional on my tongue. She's caught up. Let me give me some sugar right there. I'm about to eat it up. She knows it. Shouts out to what up, dude? Just closed the church, but shout out to John Horse. Shouts out, you might have to catch the playback. We was in this bitch getting it in. It's all good. But I do got a Sunday service later. So catch y'all cats in a minute. Bonta, let's get on that spaceship and ride out. We out.